All right, welcome to September, Tauruses. So this is the monthly reading for Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus, Taurus. So we are going to tap in to see what is going on for you all, get any information or guidance that can help give you some perspective or, again, insight into your life situations going on for you and how to best navigate them. And again, all this information is, from the collective of, you can call it God, universe, the universal oneness, to provide information that's going to help all of you on your highest path and for your best and highest good. So we will be checking that out. I'm already starting the fall Halloween season. Definitely Halloween's one of my favorite holidays, so definitely want to expand it outside of just October. So I'm going to start to use some Halloween cards for everyone. And yeah, I got 2 oracle cards that I'm going to pull from, and then the tarot. So we are in September, and we are wrapping up summer and then moving into fall in the northern hemisphere. And we are in Virgo season, so the sun is in Virgo. So the monthly themes and reflections are organization, service, and health. So those are 3 things to really, if you're new here, I do talk every month about the monthly themes and reflections. They really are highlighted based on what sign the sun is in that month. And it's really something to just sit and think about those themes in your life, and how do you feel about, let's say, for example, or your organization in general in your life. Again, we're usually on a spectrum, right, of like measuring, are we too OCD or overly A-type and everything has to be organized, or we could be on the other end where we're just in a state of chaos all the time and disorganized. And it's really to help us, how can we find some more harmony there? How can we find balance within us, within our lives, to lessen stress or lessen chaos or anxiety? And, health, for one, is something that's been a huge trend I've been seeing in the collective. Health has really been coming up for a lot of people. And the reason why is with the astrological energies and just where we're moving, we need to, anything that we haven't addressed or faced or shifted in our life, anything that needs to change is really going to start to come up for us. And our physical body is the first almost line that's going to show us where we are internally. So if our physical body is imbalanced, or if we're, dealing with some sort of health issues or disease, or just not feeling the way we want to feel, it's really showing us how we are internally. And that's tied to our emotional body and our mental body. That's why, even, if you look at any health issue, really one of the underlying causes for almost everything is stress. And stress is going to be a huge factor. But also just any area of our internal existence that is imbalanced, it's going to really, the body keeps the score of what's going on internally. So I do like to tell you about the themes and reflections because I think they're interesting and important and something to think about. And again, any way that we can really use part of our time we should always be using part of our time on this earth to continuously look at, how can I grow? How can I be better? Not saying that where we're at is bad. There's this level of acceptance and surrendering to where we're at right now, but also, hey, where can I be better? How can I show up better for myself? How can I show up better for, the people in my life? So wanted to call those out. So let's get started with the reading. For Taurans, I did intuitively, I lit the base chakra candle here. Part of it is tied to money, or just the physical experience, I like to say, is the base chakra. It's also tied to our passions, to sexual energy, to just the energy that we use to literally create in any aspect, whether it's creating a life, to creating something we want in this world. So creating good health, all of it. So that is the energy I'm putting out for you all. So let's get started here. So for September here, we have the Owl card, Wise Scene, Wise Action. And Jack-o'-lantern, Protection. No one else has got those cards, so that's the first time those have popped out. And then I'm going to pull a couple of these oracles. So we have Harmony, Spontaneous, and Nature. So I'm getting there's a situation where it's going to come up in September, but I think there's something about getting kind of educated before you make a choice or move forward on something or take action here. So I would say ensure that you feel like you have all the information and that you truly understand whatever this is. And it may mean that you have to research, go a little more in depth. Don't just take, someone on face value here. And I do think I like this protection of the jack-o'-lantern. I do feel like you are being protective here, but I still feel like, the guidance here is to make sure that you understand and have all the information before you do something here. I am just going to read a little bit about this jack-o'-lantern protection card. Know that you are protected and that you are capable of creating the life that you want, and the universe supports you in this. Jack shine his light upon you, and this jack-o'-lantern will shine his light upon you. Boundaries are important to teach people how to treat us, and drawing this card indicates that you may wish to renew the ones you have or to establish new ones. So yeah, there is something here about making sure that your expectations or what you want is taken accounted for, and also making sure you're it's almost like signing a contract and reading through the fine print and making sure that what you're signing up for you agree to, but also setting your boundaries of, like, I'm using a contract metaphorically. I mean, you could literally be dealing with some sort of contracting in some sense, but I feel like you need to set what you want out of the situation as well. So this could be a relationship, it could be an actual contract, or just a situation here, or work related. It can be anything, but I do feel like there's some spontaneity about this situation. It could just pop up. It's almost like it could, maybe wasn't planned. But I definitely, you need to approach it in a way of like, what's right for me, what's creating the right balance for me, what makes sense here with the Harmony card, and Nature. I do feel like, on a side note, I feel like this Nature energy is a little bit kind of on the side, but there is something around helping you to find more balance is to get out in nature, especially before, as we close up summer. Definitely take the time to ground, to get in as much sunlight and energy from nature right now. And just, it could be spontaneous in the sense of just like, if you're all of a sudden feeling like doing something, like going camping, or I just want to get out there, do it. Do it here. All right, let's dive into the tarot. So this is for Taurus, September. So we have the Queen of Swords, The Ace of Swords, interesting. The Empress, the Knight of Cups, the Ace of Cups, and the Four of Wands. So some of you could actually be maybe buying a house or moving here. There's definitely getting the information, getting some clarity, maybe ensuring that you're on the same page about this, whatever this is. Because I do feel like, you know, this Queen of Swords seems more like you, Taurus, where you're really speaking kind of how you feel about something, speaking about if you have any concerns or fears about a situation, getting real clear on something, because I do feel like you are clear on what you want, or maybe you need to be a little bit more clear about boundaries, like the protection card said with somebody. But I do feel like there's some offer coming here in the month. Someone's really coming from a place of emotions. If this is love, this could be a new love interest. I do feel like there's something about being discerning this month, though. Make sure you're setting from the get-go. Like setting clarity around what you want. Okay, so like if all of a sudden there's like this spontaneous, like someone comes into your life that was unexpected and it's kind of a love interest here. I feel like in the past, maybe you got burned because you weren't totally communicative of, hey, this is what I really want moving forward, or this is what I want out of a relationship. And maybe you got burned that way. But I do feel like you've really, you're kind of in this period where I do feel like you're very attractive. I do feel like you're feeling more confident about yourself and about what you want more than you ever have before. So this person coming in, I mean, there is a lot of emotions behind this. So if it is love, this person really, you know, to me has genuine feelings here. There is something about this impacting your personal life, whatever the situation is. So like I said, this could be an offer to maybe move in with someone, or an offer of just a house pops up that you found that you love, right? And you want this house. But I think you also need to be clear about, you know, how much money you want to spend, or the details, the contracting and all that. So there's definitely something here that pops up this month. So we got the Ten of Wands, Five of Pentacles, and the Ace of Pentacles in reverse. So I think this is referring to a situation that you were in or that happened to you in the past. I do feel like there's a situation that you thought it was an opportunity and it ended up kind of biting you in the butt. And there was maybe you lost some money, or it just ended up not being a good thing for you. And the Ten of Wands is kind of indicating you've kind of been through a situation that was difficult, but there's like a closing up of this chapter here. So I do feel like that's kind of over, and this new thing, and so now I understand where you're being a little bit more discerning. You're being a little bit more cut and dry about, hey, you know, if something comes up, especially with protection card and the wise seen owl, it's like you're trying to be more wise moving forward about what you know, invest your time, money, even, you know, in a relationship sense, who you're going to invest in. Because I definitely feel like maybe you got burned by someone. So it either was a relationship or this was just a situation where you got burned financially. It could have been a job that just you thought was going to be this great thing and it ended up not being. There's something with this Ace of Pentacles of something that appeared to be, you thought was going to be this great thing and it really didn't work out. So Seven of Cups, the World, I like that in the heart of the reading here, and then Knight of Pentacles. I also feel like you thought this thing was going to like move faster than it did, or that it, you know, it ended up being to where, like I said, you thought something was great, but like it didn't really progress. much, and it was kind of like slow go, and you're just like, is this going to be anything? Am I going to, get what I want out of this? And I definitely feel like this situation, though, that it has ended. So the world kind of indicates an ending and new beginning here. So I do feel like there's positive energy around something new that's definitely not going to be the same as this situation. I definitely feel like with the Seven of Cups, you need to hone in on really what is your needs and desires in whatever situation this is, or area of your life, and really being discerning about, is this aligned with me? Does this align with, is this fulfilling to me? Why am I making this decision? Why am I going to go into this? And it's almost like you're going to be asking yourself the why. Why am I doing this? Why do I want to open this business? What's motivating me? Why is this relationship like attractive to me? And I think really you need to more focus again on what is right for you. Four of Cups, there's definitely been some disappointments. The Lovers and the Five of Swords. Yeah, this was a difficult one, Taurus. There's regrets here. There's like, I feel like you got burned and you're kind of you haven't fully recovered from this. I think you definitely had to stand up for yourself here and make a choice to like basically end a situation that was just not good for you. I am almost seeing with the Five of Swords being the last card here, there's a fine line of being discerning and being cautious and putting up boundaries and being too hardcore and being too controlling and feeling like everything that comes your way, it's almost like, a battle a bit of like, I need to make sure that I don't get hurt again, or I need to make sure I get what I want from this. There's a fine line there of approaching it in a way that's going to manifest good things for you, and where you're going to end up almost like sabotaging things as well. So that I feel like there's something about that fine line between that. I just want to see these cards. So what's the let's talk to this Knight of Cups and Ace of Cups. What is this about? What are they offering here? The Star. So I do feel like the offer here is pure. They have pure intentions here. I do feel like this is going to be something that you wish for. So if you're a little not sure of this because of the past or some things that have happened to you in the past, I do feel like this is going to bring some healing for you as well. It's going to heal maybe just your ability to connect. I feel like in the past, maybe you've had some connections, like your connections haven't been really maybe healthy for you or great. Maybe they've caused you a lot of strife and challenge in the past. But I do feel like with the Three of Cups, there is some like offers of opportunities to connect with people or to socialize. And I do feel like this could be a soul tribe coming in as well. It can be love, it can be soul tribe, it can be friends. But I do feel like these people coming in are going to be a good thing for you. So you can trust them. What's the Four of Wands? The Eight of Swords. You're definitely feeling stuck about some personal matters. You could feel stuck about your living situation. You are with the Strength card. I do feel like you're going to overcome this though. So this could be something with money, with like a house or living situation, but something definitely you felt stuck, that how do I get out of this? Maybe you had, again, financial difficulties. How do I get more stable? And I do feel like you are going to. What's this Five of Pentacles, Ace of Pentacles in reverse? Justice. Yeah, definitely there was a karmic situation that you went through, and you just didn't feel like it was fair. Like you just felt like, you know, looking back, you kind of felt like a victim of something, and you could have rightfully been. It could have been a situation that was that bad. But I do feel like there's still a lot of deep unconscious feelings that you haven't fully felt like you've been able to overcome, or there's still a lot of feelings about this. So that's where I feel like you're going to kind of approach, especially if something happens spontaneously, like out of nowhere, like something comes in and you're like, I don't know, can I trust this? What's the Five of Swords? The King of Cups. Yeah, someone definitely, you definitely were burned by somebody here. It could have been someone who was very manipulative, which would make sense that you felt like you were a victim to somebody. And they really did a number on you. Like, there was a lot of heartache here, maybe even feeling betrayed. But so this seems to be a very specific situation for you guys out there that this applies to. I'd be a little wary of this person if they... I don't see anything about like someone coming back. I do feel like this situation is over and it's like you don't have to worry about this again. And I feel like the next thing that comes in is actually going to be real and you can trust it and it's not going to deceive you again. Because I do feel like whatever this person or situation was in the past, like from the beginning, you thought this was like this person was, you know, had good intentions and they were honest and this was going to be a great thing for you, but it definitely didn't turn out that way. Okay. All right, Taurus. Well, something great to think about. So this is good stuff. There's a shift. There's a shift here in September. So I think with that spontaneous card, I think some things are going to happen kind of out of the blue for you, which I think is going to be good. I do feel like you need some healing energy, especially after what happened in the past. All right, I will leave you with that. Thanks for joining in. Definitely don't forget to like and subscribe. Let me know what happened here in the comments if this resonates with you. But otherwise, I will see you in the next reading. Bye for now, Taurus.